Then LOReal uses famous people in its marketing, like Neil Cruz, and also Red Cross uses famous people. I don't know if you know, but Chuck Norris used to bring and donate a bucket of somebody's blood every day to the Red Cross. And, well, from the major point to the minor point, this is a real story, ladies and gentlemen, about a woman named Sophia, aged 41. She had a family and 3 kids. And unfortunately, those 3 kids were often witnesses of domestic violence. There came a point in Sophia's life when she couldn't take it no more, and she filed for divorce. She wanted to get rid of her husband. And the guy, he went away all right, but he also went away with their money and their savings. And this woman is left with very little to support her 3 kids. The times in the Baltics now are very, very harsh, and so she was forced to commit petty crimes like shoplifting to get some money or some food to support her kids. On the 4th case of shoplifting, she was arrested by the local police, and on the 4th case, she was sentenced to 8 months in the state prison. By the time she went out of the prison, she really wanted to meet her kids, but by that time, she was officially evicted from her flat, and she didn't have a place, she didn't have sufficient conditions to raise her kids. And so the government suspended her rights to parency, and they took away her kids as well. Unfortunately, in Latvia at this point, there is no specific governmental program that is aimed to help people in such cases. So she was talking to different organizations, the state-run organizations. They said, we don't have a program, we don't know what to do with your case. She was knocking on many doors, most of the doors were closed, and there wasn't any sign of help. As a result, the poverty she was experiencing led to despair. Despair very often leads to alcohol abuse, and alcohol abuse very often leads to sickness. And the life of a human being that was more or less normal was fading away. Until a particular lucky moment in her life when she was suggested by some of her acquaintances to visit a health room of the Red Cross. The health room of the Red Cross is a place where Red Cross volunteers work in. Red Cross volunteers, every year, they help 1,500 disabled people at their homes. Red Cross volunteers help more than 35,000 people with the basic medical health care in Red Cross health rooms all across Latvia. And Red Cross volunteers provide humanitarian aid to more than 80,000 people in Latvia every year. Red Cross volunteer movement is the biggest volunteer movement in the world. In 186 countries worldwide, there are more than 87 million volunteers helping people every day. So, regarding Sophia at the health room, she finally had somebody to listen to what she has to say, to listen to her problems. She was provided with some basic non-prescription medications, and she was also taking some measurements, and she was provided a medical consultation. What she should do to stay alive, to be healthy, to keep the strength. She was very much inspired by this because it was the first sign of help after months and months of desperation. So then we talked to her, and volunteers of the Red Cross organized a fundraising campaign in order to fundraise some money so Sophia could rent some kind of a social flat or a small flat to moving from the street into somewhere she has a roof above her head. Then there are social lawyers that are also volunteers of Red Cross, and the social lawyer told Sophia about her rights, about what can she get from the government, where to get it, and how to get it. She was given an advice, and she was given the inspiration to fight for her rights again and to demand the kind of help and support that she needs to get from the government. Finally, she regained the desire to live, to fight for her life. She found a job, she quit drinking, she started to make some money, she was living in a decent flat, she got her kids back, and a life that was fading away by lucky coincidence was back again. She was blossoming again, she was living again. This is one of the many stories. I could tell you 80,000 stories like this every year if you had time. And the volunteer movement of the Red Cross is indeed a unique thing. We don't use donations to buy stuff. We use donations to organize the infrastructure of volunteers that can help many, many people. For example, there's a famous and quite big international bread bakery called Fuzzer, and they had 75,000 loaves of bread with a very short due date. And they asked Red Cross, can you distribute such an amount of bread to the homeless and the poor people in 2 days? And we said, yes, we can. Quote. And hence, every euro that is donated to the Red Cross results in €5 worth of help that is provided to the needy people, to the homeless people, to the sick people, to the old people. The government sometimes doesn't have the resources or time to care about. Volunteers of the Red Cross provide humanitarian aid. They provide help to disabled people at their homes. Volunteers of the Red Cross, especially young volunteers of the Red Cross, they go to children's hospitals to cheer up the kids and to help them. Volunteers of the Red Cross also do the fundraising. They help people at the health rooms of the Red Cross all across Latvia, and we also provide the valuable information about what people can expect, what should they fight for, how can they survive in the harsh environment of these times. We do help a lot of people, but unfortunately there are 100,000 more people in Latvia that need the help of the volunteers of the Red Cross or any other organization. Unfortunately, there is no company or individual in Latvia that can donate enough money to help so many needy people. But the movement of the volunteers can do many, many things. And if you want to change the world, if you want to make a difference, our call to us today, ladies and gents, try for a single day becoming a Red Cross volunteer. And you will be amazed how much good a man or a woman can make. Thank you so much.